I'm Will, I'm the Board Book Geek, and before we get this video going, I just want to announce I'm doing a Q&A. I've put it across my social media, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep snapshotting your questions, so please leave questions for the Q&A in the comments if you are interested. Okay, where do we start? This is Booktube Unpopular Opinions. I have a reputation for just saying what I think. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. So I made a list of just unpopular opinions and things that annoy me on Booktube. And this is not a personal attack on anyone, this is just things that ick me. Please don't take them personally. And I'm actually doing one that kind of icks me now anyway, so let's start, shall we? I hate disclaimers at the start of videos. Hi, this is my opinion, but if you're offended by it, I'm really sorry, so please don't drag me in your comments. That's basically what they say to me. Have an opinion and stand by it. You're a critic. Simple. Another thing is, I get it, we all rehaul and unhaul books over time, but there's certain people that will get a book. They don't like said book, they're really overhyped, they never read it, or they don't like it, or it just sits there looking pretty on the shelves. They unhaul it. Then they buy it again brand new to try and read it again and get back into it, and then they unhaul it again. And you see the cycle of buying the same book over and over and over again. And again, it's your money, spend it how you want, but then people are complaining about having no money. If you want to reread books that you've gotten rid of or you're not sure you're going to like, there are things called libraries. For anyone who doesn't know, libraries are these big buildings that are totally filled with 1 million books. And all you need is a library card. Detect sarcasm, people. Another unpopular opinion. Audiobooks count as reading. I'm sorry, but they do. You're still absorbing the words, you're still absorbing the information, you're just absorbing it a different way, rather than reading text. In that comment, people say, oh, audiobooks aren't reading, it's not real reading, it's cheating. You are devaluing people who cannot see, you are devaluing people who are blind, you are devaluing people that may be dyslexic or have a learning difficulty. You are devaluing people. And that really, really, really just icks me, because I'm like, audiobooks are reading. And it's simple. It's just a different form of reading. The call-out culture of Booktube. There is this very weird call-out culture that this is across media though. This is a generational thing, and it's like people get riled up, and it almost becomes like lynch mobs, like lynch mobbing and attacking people. And I always find that a little bit unsettling, especially when the people doing the attacking in this mob, most of them, bar one person, haven't seen the original offending video, or read the offending book, or saw the article. It's just, get on a bandwagon, and I'm quite cynical. I think most people just do it for views. That's me being honest. Most people get on bandwagons for views on YouTube, and that's across the board. That's just YouTube by nature. We see it, we do it. I don't think I ever have, though. I'd probably have more views now if I did. Taking things personally. If someone says one bad thing about a book that someone loves, or a TV show that they love, or they love this, or they love that, and someone has one tiny little bit of criticism or doesn't particularly like it, or they say something mean about Booktube, it's about them personally. I don't understand that. If someone doesn't like a book that I love, like, say, Meddling Kids, I don't care. We're all different and we all read different books. Who cares if you don't like it? Reviews are subjective. And that leads me into this other point. All reviews are subjective. So this really irritates me that there are certain booktubers, film reviewers on YouTube. This goes across the board of YouTube, not just Booktube, that believe their word is the word of God, that they are right and that this is their opinion. I always state that reviews, your opinion on something is subjective. I saw this in a group that I was in called Wii U Mad, that was a gaming group on Facebook, and there was like one person, if you disagreed with him, you were wrong. And said, no, everyone knows it's terrible. No, some people like this. It's just the nature of the beast. All reviews are subjective, we all have different taste. It's that simple. Kissing the arse of the same writers over and over and over again. This really annoys me. This is one of those things that just... This is the one thing that will make me switch off a channel or switch off a video, because I'm like, yeah, they do loads of videos and certain... And I have my fanboy moments over writers. Don't get me wrong. Sarah Perry, Philip Pullman, so on. For example, Cassandra Clare, The Mortal Instruments. And don't get me, I love those books. They're cheesy, they're poorly written shit. But God, I love them. They are perfect brain switchy off entertaining books. And all they need is some softcore porn in there, and they would be like adult section softcore porn. That's about the level of writing for Cassandra Clare. But I love those books because they're fun. But there is a subset of booktubers that really do lick her ass, that think she is God's gift to writing, and I get it, you love them, but I'm really sick of hearing about it. I try and talk about different books, and I like booktubers who talk about different books and different stuff, rather than just same writers over and over again. Overhyping culture. This is again across YouTube. This is a YouTube critic thing. This goes to magazines, articles, news media. Overhyping. People build stuff so much up sometimes, and like, oh my god, this writer's doing a new book, it's going to be amazing, and then they get the book and they're blabbing and they're doing the video and they're like, oh my god, it's amazing, it's the best book ever, and the publisher sent it to me and the cover's beautiful. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I don't really sound like I've read it, but there it is. And then a couple of months later, a year later, you see the video of them going, well, I didn't really like it, so I'm unhauling it, or I didn't read it anyway. And I'm like, didn't you say that you read this like 6 months ago, and now you're saying you didn't bother reading it? I know money changes hands on Booktube, and that's a little bit icky. And that's also another thing, recommending books that people don't read. It started a few years ago with Ariel Bissett recommended a book in her Booktubeathon thing because the publisher sent it to her. She hadn't read the book. And it kind of drew my attention, because I wasn't aware this was a thing. Maybe I was just naive. But there is a subset of booktubers, particularly certain big booktubers, who will have a book that they've never read, but because the publisher's paying the money, here's the book, go read this. There's a link down below. Go buy it. You'll love it. And you're thinking, no, you haven't read it. And they admit they haven't read it. Icky? You know. And I'm going to do one final booktuber pet peeve that really irritates me. Shouting at the camera! Oh God, there is a certain group, I won't name names, but she does her thing and she shouts at the camera and she's hyper, and it's very fake and it's very put on. That's how it reads to me. I'm not sure if it is. She could just be that. I really hope she isn't that way in life. If she was like that in real life, she's the person you avoid at work. But what frustrates me is that it's so loud you can't concentrate. You can't hear what she's saying or they're saying or anyone. You don't need to shout at the camera. There are microphones. I have one in front of me now, which creates a nice room effect mic. I do speak up and I do speak more clearly, but you don't need to scream at the camera like a banshee. It's just my little opinion on that. And sometimes calming down and just having a chat with people. It's better. It's more watchable, it's more enjoyable to me. So tell me guys, what are your bookish tube or YouTube or critic pet peeves or things that you hate? And don't forget the Q&A guys. So leave comments and I will get that video done for you guys.